Hello and welcome back to my channel Momming Abroad. My name is Ashley and I am an American mom living in the Netherlands, and my videos mostly focus on being an expat and or being a mom raising a multilingual, multicultural child. Today's video is about how we as an American and Dutch family celebrate the holiday season, so if you're interested in that, please keep watching. Okay, so we live in the Netherlands. My husband is Dutch and I am American. We have one 3-year-old with another baby on the way. And we celebrate both the traditional Dutch and American holidays. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the period between October 31st until January 1st. I'm going to probably show a couple of images on the screen from either this year or previous years, just to give you a little bit of an idea, but mostly I will be talking you through what we do each year or what we've started doing. So let's start with Halloween. That is on October 31st. I did make a Halloween and Sint Maarten vlog, so I'll put that in the description box. That'll be a little bit more detailed, giving you more insight. But just to sum up what we do for Halloween, it is an American holiday where kids go from house to house and they dress up in a costume and they get candy. They say trick or treat and they get a piece of candy and then they go on to the next house. There are a lot of other things in the fall season, especially depending where in the United States you come from, that are involved around this time of year, like pumpkin patches or apple picking or hay rides or haunted houses. But those are not necessarily Halloween specific. But at any rate, a lot of people also have Halloween parties, and that is something that is picked up here in the Netherlands. So in the Netherlands, there is a high population of expats. So I think a lot of expats have kind of brought Halloween to the country, as well as simply television, Netflix, everything like that. Dutch people have kind of become interested in the holiday as well. So it is known in the Netherlands. Generally, I've never come across a neighborhood where people, Dutch kids, go out and go trick-or-treating, but to hold a Halloween party, or if you go to Six Flags here or other amusement parks here, sometimes they have Fright Nights, so some kind of like Halloween spooky themed nights where they build haunted houses for the occasion. And you can find generally some Halloween themed parties and things as well. So what we did was we set up our own pumpkin decorating trunk or treat day on Halloween, where our expat friends and my daughter, where we let the kids dress up however they wanted, and they had a pretty authentic Halloween experience this year. In previous years, my daughter was still too young to go trick-or-treating, so we kind of just dressed her up for fun, and that was about it. But this year, at 3 years old, she really enjoyed the Halloween experience that we were able to create here in the Netherlands. And then after that, a couple of weeks later, I believe it's November 11th, 11th November, I think. I'm trying to remember the songs. I'll put here if I'm wrong, but I think it's the 11th or 13th. I'll put the date here, but 11th or 13th of November, I think it's the 11th, St. Martin, or in English, especially Waldorf communities in the United States or English-speaking parts of the world, will call it Martinmas. That's a celebration that's kind of, in some ways, similar in its practical, real-world application to Halloween. The Saint Martin is being celebrated. He is the patron saint of, I believe it's soldiers, but at any rate, the original roots are not so involved in the common day celebrating in the Netherlands of St. Martin. And I should add that it is not necessarily a national holiday in the Netherlands. It is celebrated in certain regions and also certain regions of Belgium and Germany. And so far we've lived in North Holland and in South Holland, and both of those regions, it's been celebrated, at least in the neighborhoods where we have lived. And what happens is the kids will, at school or daycare or home, they will build like a little lamp. I'll show some pictures. We ended up not building a lamp because I was too busy this year to help my daughter, and she isn't yet in school, so she ended up just having a purchased Peppa Pig lamp that I bought online. She loves Peppa. But generally the kids will make their own little lamp, and then they will go around with their lamp from house to house, like in America on Halloween, and they will sing St. Martin songs. So there's some certain songs that the kids will sing, and then they will get some candy. And it kind of gives, I like it because it gives that same impression and feeling as trick-or-treating does, but it's also something a little bit nice where they walk around with the lantern, they sing these songs, and it's just a very cute holiday. And since we celebrated with candy for trunk or treat for Halloween, and then a couple of weeks later, not even, we had the St. Martin, it is now nearly Christmas, and our daughter has still so much leftover candy. It's pretty crazy, but she really enjoyed the experience, and they do not dress up like they do for Halloween for St. Martin. They just carry the lantern and sing songs. But those are the two holidays that start off, kind of kick off the holiday season for us. And then I believe it is the 14th of November, the intocht, or the day that Sinterklaas arrives in the Netherlands. So Santa Claus, if you know Santa from American traditions of Christmas, is actually based originally on the Dutch version of Sinterklaas, from Dutch immigrants to the United States. So it's kind of, they've morphed into their own characters, and in our family we celebrate both. So Sinterklaas, in the Dutch tradition, he arrives on a boat from Spain on the 14th of November, and a lot of cities will have a parade where they can watch Sinterklaas come, or he'll come in, they'll go to somewhere like where there's a harbor, but this year with COVID, everything was a little different. But we went to a nearby city and went to a parade, and he was kind of just going through. There was a bunch of peaks. I will not elaborate on the story of peaks. I do not want to get into that topic here today, but he will come and follow some of the peeps. And they did a little bit of handing out paper nota. That's these little candies I'll show a picture of. Normally they, I think, would throw them into the crowd, but with COVID, everything is a bit different. Yeah, that was really enjoyable. The first year we did it, our daughter absolutely loved it. She had a little Pete hat on, and she got to watch Sinterklaas arrive. And then from that evening on the news, there's always a 10-15 minute segment for children called the Sinterklaas Journal. And they kind of tell the kids what's been going on with the Pete's and Sinterklaas, and there's always some kind of obstacles that they have to overcome in order to get the gifts to the kids on the actual day of Sinterklaas, which is December 6th. And between November 14th to December 6th, then we watched the Sinterklaas Journal on TV every evening. Our daughter really enjoyed that this year. And once a week, we would put out her shoe with something small. A carrot is often the tradition. You put a carrot in for the horse that flies with from house to house to bring the kids gifts. But we did that then once a week on, I think we chose Saturday evenings, and she would get a little gift in the morning when she woke up and came downstairs, put it by the fireplace, and in her shoe would be a gift. And then on December 6th, we had the celebration. Basically, we get together with family and we eat and we talk. Some people do surprise, which are like poems, and they write nice poems and rhymes for each other. We didn't do that, but what we do then is we start to sing the Sinterklaas songs, and then we hear banging on the door, and we go out to look what's going on, and then we see there's a bunch of gifts waiting there for the kids, and then we unwrap the gifts that way. And that was really enjoyable this year because our daughter could fully enjoy it and understand what was going on, and it was very magical to see. And kind of overlapping with that, in the middle is Thanksgiving. So if you are American or Canadian, you know what Thanksgiving is. I am US American, not Canadian American, so I celebrated the last Thursday of November. And what we did this year was that we had just a little bit at home. We did a bit of turkey and gravy and mashed potatoes and cornbread. And then on the weekend, we went to some fellow expats to have dinner with them, and that was really enjoyable. And I made sure to buy a lot of books talking about Thanksgiving for my daughter. She has yet to spend Thanksgiving in the United States, unfortunately. It just doesn't really work out with work. But she is starting to understand it now, and I think she really enjoys it and likes it. Not as much as Sinterklaas or Sint Maarten, you know, candy or gifts are gonna be a little bit more of make more of an impression on a young child. But what we've done also in previous years before we had kids and when she was a baby is we generally always go to fellow expats' homes and we eat together with them. I made a vlog last year of my shopping and what I did. And over on my Instagram, I have some photos and updates about what we had for this year. I'll link in the description box some great expat stores that you can check out if you also live in the Netherlands. Kelly's Expats and in Haarlem, A Taste of Home. And then I've heard of a website that I haven't used yet, so I can't vouch for it, usfoods.nl. That you can get some things like canned pumpkin or pre-made pie crusts or just certain ingredients and things that you like from your home country. You can find at these expat specialty stores. I'll link them below. And then you can also go to my Instagram at mommingabroadofficial if you want to go back and see some of the photos of our holiday season. But we have done also in the past, I think it was my first or second year when I lived here, we went to the Hard Rock Cafe. They had a Thanksgiving in Amsterdam. They had a Thanksgiving special where they had like a set 3-course meal and it came with pumpkin pie and turkey, and it was great. So there are options if you don't know anyone yet or you have a small family, you can't get together with a lot of other Americans, then you could consider going to the Hard Rock Cafe. But that was on Thanksgiving, and on Thanksgiving, in our family was always the tradition growing up that we would set up the Christmas tree on Thanksgiving Day. So that is a little bit against Dutch tradition because generally a lot of Dutch people like to wait until after Sinterklaas, which, if you remember, is on December 6th. So we have quite a bit of overlap then there because we start really celebrating with the first Sunday, Advent Sunday, the first Sunday of the 4 up until Christmas. Generally, we will light a candle and already start with our Christmas celebrations. Advent calendars where you get like a little gift or candy or surprise every day from the 1st to 24th of December. It's not very common in the US. It does exist, but it's not super common. We didn't have them growing up. But when I lived in Germany, I always had it because it was very common. So that is something that I start on the 1st of December, so before Sinterklaas. And I combine the Advent calendar together with the Elf on the Shelf. I'll pop like a picture or two of Elf on the Shelf in. And we start that then on the 1st. And what I made kind of as our own family tradition is that each little gift that she gets in her Advent calendar every day is a gift from the elf. So the elf brings the gifts in the Advent calendar and she absolutely loves it. And we have some fellow friends here who are actually Dutch but lived in the United States for a long time, and they also do Elf on the Shelf. So when she sees the elf at their house, she gets really excited, and we're not the only ones that she knows that does it. So that's really nice if you have fellow expat friends who have some of the same traditions, that the kids can bond over that. But the story goes for us in our home that Sinterklaas and Santa Claus are brothers, and that Santa Claus takes care of arranging gifts and things for American children as well as some other countries. Sinterklaas does Dutch children, and that they have a very big, Klaus family where different relatives take care of different parts of the world. So that is how we approach the topic of the different traditions, is that they are all kind of related, and they kind of discuss with each other or at some point they all made a decision, this person was responsible for this part of the world and this person for this. And even though our daughter lives in the Netherlands, she's still American, so she still gets a visit from Santa as well. So that's how we've approached the topic with her, and she seems to love it and enjoy it. I'm not sure if she fully understands the idea, but she likes it anyway. And yeah, so that's every day she gets a little thing from the elf from the 1st of December, and we put up our Christmas decorations either on Thanksgiving or that weekend and around the 1st of December. Then we have Sinterklaas on the 6th of December. And then Christmas comes, and here in the Netherlands, it's you have first Christmas Day and second Christmas Day, the 25th and the 26th. Whereas in the United States, at least what we did was we kind of started a little bit with Christmas Eve celebrations on the 24th, and then the 25th we celebrated Christmas Day. So we'll probably just have a nice dinner. Maybe I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do what we did growing up was we would often open our stockings on Christmas Eve and then get the big presents in the morning. But I think that might be a little confusing for her, so I think I'm going to stick to all presents being on the morning of the 25th, and we'll just have a nice cozy evening at home on the 24th, maybe watch a Christmas movie. And then on the 26th, we go to family. That is what we traditionally do. So the 25th is usually just for us, and then we go to extended family on the 26th. Unless we're in the United States, then we're visiting and we're with family on the 25th there. But we are staying in the Netherlands this year for a couple of reasons. So then the last holiday then is New Year's, and that is generally we would celebrate it at my parents-in-law. We would have a nice dinner. We would make olla or buy olla, and when I'm not pregnant, we would have some champagne at midnight, and we would watch, there's this like countdown of the top songs, they vote of all the top songs, and we watch that. There's some traditional New Year's TV programming that we watch, and play games, eat, and then at midnight, we watch what's on TV there, and they don't have a ball dropping, but they show also different places of the world, different New Year's traditions. And then we go outside and watch the fireworks, which I will post the short I made on this, which wasn't that big of a deal on YouTube, but on my Instagram reels the comments went crazy. A lot of people in defense of the now illegal fireworks on the streets. It's a tradition in the Netherlands to be able to set off your own fireworks just in your neighborhood. You're still allowed to do some smaller ones and whatnot, but especially with the pandemic, the restrictions have been going into place more and more. But I mean, some people will have like some little firecrackers or something at least, and we would go out and watch that. But I'm not sure yet what we'll do this year because our daughter is 3, and she doesn't sleep so easily at other people's homes. So to have her go to sleep there and then wake her up and take her home at midnight, after midnight, is a bit much. So generally it's just a family celebration that we celebrate with olla and champagne and some form of fireworks. But that's it. That's how we celebrate our different American and Dutch holiday season from October 31st to January 1st. I would love to hear in the comments below what your family does. I am really interested in writing a kids book, mostly for my own kids, but maybe I'll share it and make it an ebook or something. I really want to write a story about like the different traditions around the world for children, because I think it's really fascinating, and now my daughter's getting more and more interested in it. So next year I think it would be a good gift to give her at the beginning of the holiday season to make her more aware of the different cultures and how different people celebrate. And I would love to hear in the comments from you guys what you guys do. That's it. I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season. Happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas. I'm sure I'm forgetting a bunch of other holidays as well, but just happy holidays, whatever you celebrate, from our family to yours. And make sure to get some rest, and very happy New Year to everybody. I will see you in 2022. Bye.